switch to, can everybody see? Hello, so welcome to Code Club. Today we're going to be doing a Scratch project called Catch the Dots, which is a Module 2 project, so we're starting to get quite advanced. Remember that I think you can pause the video as you're going through, and you can also put comments in that we'll keep an eye on if anybody gets stuck. So just wait and see if anybody else is going to join us. Just while we're waiting, we'll start getting set up. So we're going to need Scratch, and the URL for that is scratch.mit.edu, and then we're going to need the Raspberry Pi project as well. So we just go to Google, you just type in Raspberry Pi projects. Okay, so joining me today is John.
Hello.
John's been going to the Code Club with me for the last 3 years, and he's actually started to help out a little bit as well. So he's going to be going through and helping me do this project. Now, it's a long project, so I don't think we'll get it all done in an hour. But if we do as much as we can, and then we will, if we get stuck, I will release a video on Friday morning with the whatever's left. But we'll see how we go anyway. So, gone to Google, and we've typed in Raspberry Pi projects. Click on Code Club at the top, and it's a Module 2 project. So Scratch on the left hand side. Click on Module 2, and then we'll navigate down to Catch the Dots. Alright, just wondering if the stream's actually live. Chris, if you're watching, if you could just send us a text, let us know that everything's streaming okay. Have you done Catch the Dots before, John?
I'm pretty sure I did it, yeah.
You did it when you went
There's
to
the left and right keys to rotate the thing.
Yeah.
And then you had the dots coming in from the, I think, was it one place or was it multiple places that it came in?
Well, we'll find out as we go on. So, alright, so I can see that there's a few more people joined us. So we're going to need, as I say, we're going to need the Scratch website, which is scratch.mit.edu, and then if we go to Google and we type in do you know what, Chris has just reminded me we need to change to the desktop. There you go.
I was going to say
Thank
that.
you. Alright, well, yeah, no, I completely forgot. Alright, so let's start again. We're going to need two websites up. We're going to need Scratch, which is scratch.mit.edu, and we're going to need to go to Google, and we type in Raspberry Pi project. It's the first link. Click on Code Club at the top, and on the Scratch on the left hand side we click on Module 2. We go to Catch the Dots, which brings us up the project, which takes us through step by step and breaks the project down for me. What I'd say is, if anybody is joining us for the first time this week and this seems, if it's getting a little bit too complicated, then go to the channel and try the Ghostbusters project instead, because this is starting to get quite advanced. But I mean, see how you go. Alright, so the first thing that we see is a preview of how the game should look. John, do you want to play that? If you want to press the green flag.
We've got the left and right keys to rotate it.
Yeah. And the idea is that you catch the dots as they're coming in. So you catch the red with the red, the yellow with the yellow, and the blue with the blue. you've got lives and you've got a score. The score goes up if you achieve the goal, and your lives go down if you miss one of the dots. Alright, we move on. So, what will you learn? How to choose random items from a list. It's going to be building lists. And how to use variables to track speed, lives, and the player score. Alright, so click on Introduction, and as always, it's going to give us a link to go to. So we've actually already opened Scratch, but we didn't really need to, because if we click on this, it'll take us to a project on Scratch. Okay, hopefully everybody's already got an account set up. If you haven't, go and grab a parent, get them to set an account up for you. I was actually working through this last night just to familiarise myself. My computer crashed and I lost my progress, so it's always worthwhile to have an account created. So there you go, we're logged in. We've got some assets on the screen. We've got the ball catcher. I think that's it. Okay, so click on Remix at the top. And okay, so John, do you want to take the keyboard and mouse, and we'll start reading through. So if you just scroll down. All right, so add some code to the controller sprite to make the sprite turn if the player presses the right arrow key. So when green flag clicked, we create a forever loop. So if you just want to do that first of all, I'll click between the screens for you. So add an event in. Yeah.
When green flag clicked.
Yeah. Then add a forever loop in.
Down to control. Forever loop.
Excellent. Alright, we'll add an if-then statement. So go to, again, it's a control, if-then, yeah, put that inside the forever loop.
And then we need the
sense in, yeah. Key, right arrow pressed.
So that's down here in the light blue.
So, yeah.
Key.
Right arrow.
Right arrow, and then we're going back to here.
So it's a motion block, turn 3 degrees.
So we want it to go turn into the right.
Yeah. Alright.
So, this one here.
Yeah. So change that to 3 degrees. Alright, so if you want to test that now.
Green flag, and we'll go.
Excellent.
It doesn't turn left.
It doesn't turn left because we've not done anything to make it go left. But when you click right, when you press the right key, it turns right. Excellent. Alright, so hopefully everybody's done that. We just read through it again. Yeah. So when green flag clicked, forever loop, if then statement, and then a sensing key, right arrow pressed, turn 3 degrees. If we're going too fast, just click pause and then you can catch up, and then click play when you're ready to go again. Alright, so scroll down a little bit. It says test your code. Remember, you can put the ticks in the boxes, John.
That will just tick it up to there.
So what it's saying is to copy what you've just done, but make it so that when you press the left key, it goes left. So what you can do, if you just right click, duplicate, yeah.
And then just plop down
here.
Here.
So in the sensing, do the sensing first. Change that to left. On the drop down, do left arrow.
And we need to swap this out for a turn left one.
Change that to 3 degrees.
Change it to 3. Then if we go ahead and test it, then it should turn left and right now.
Yeah. There you go.
Then we can go back to here and we can tick it off.
Yeah. Alright, if people are following along, we need to make sure that they've got time to catch up. So literally all John's done there is he's gone to the first block, he's done duplicate, to duplicate it, and then we've changed the sensing block to key, left arrow pressed,
just the drop down arrow,
and then we've swapped out the turn, so it's turning left instead of right. Alright, so remember that if you are following through, maybe you're following through this on your own, you can actually expand on the hints as well. It'll start off with the bare amount of information to see if you can get it, and then if you need a bit more help, you click the right arrow and it shows you the blocks that you need. And then if you were to click it again, it shows you actually how to build the block. And as you progress, you'll be able to do these things without the hints.
We've done it in 2 separate blocks, whereas the website has done it in one big block.
Ah, it did, didn't it? Okay. All right, well, I mean, that's one of the things that we're going to find, isn't it? There's different ways to do stuff.
Because
So,
we didn't use the hints.
should we follow theirs? Should we do that? So literally,
Yes.
we're just going to take the if out, and we'll do that.
And we can right click on the top of that and just delete for the
Oh,
bit we don't
so we
use.
nested the if inside the other if, but we'll just put it below. All right, so click, go again. There's left, there's right. So that's a more efficient code block, isn't it?
And it's smaller. Ooh,
Yeah, that's it. So we've done
more
the same amount with a more compact code block.
We've amalgamated them.
Exactly. All right. So we move on to gain points or lose lives. Now you're going to add some dots that the player needs to collect. Create a new sprite called red. This sprite should be a small red dot. So, John, do you want to click on the sprite icon in the bottom right?
So down here, and
Yeah.
then are we going to paint
It's the
it?
paint button, yeah.
So the
Yeah, click on it.
icon,
Yeah.
and then go to costumes, and gonna want
So it's the circle tool, yeah.
and there's
Yeah,
colour.
choose red.
red here, and make it nice and deep red. I think I may need to take the outline off.
Yeah, take the outline off. Alright, so if you-
Control Z to get rid of it, and then we'll do one without an outline. And we can just shrink it if we need to.
So what did you do there?
I just did the take away outline.
Okay. Oh, so I want to move it because this is the center point
You
here.
have to use
Yeah,
the arrow.
You have to use
sorry.
the arrow. So we can see that there's an arrow in the middle of the circle.
And we'll line it up.
And then we just line it
to
up.
line.
Alright, so we go back to code.
May need to be a tad
Yeah, it's going to be
smaller.
much smaller.
Can
You
do
get-
it in
you
the
mo-
size
whoop, whoop,
tab
whoop,
further.
whoop.
Okay.
Alright, click on size.
Take it down to 60. Oh no.
Take it down to 60. Is that alright? Need to be a little bit smaller, take it down to 40. Excellent.
That's yeah.
Okay, so if we go back to the project, it says create a new sprite called red. This sprite should be a red dot. So we put a tick in the box. Okay, so add this script to your red sprite to create a new clone of the sprite every few seconds. So again, I'll just move between the pages for you. When green flag clicked, hide. So if you want to add them, if you want to add an event in,
We'll go to looks and we need to scroll down a little. Hide.
Alright, so then the next one, we're going to do wait 2 seconds, and then we're going to add a forever loop. So,
Let's go, I think it's control again.
yeah, there you go, wait. And then click in, change that from a 1 to a 2.
2 seconds, and then,
You there, the forever loop is a control, isn't it?
oh yeah.
Alright, can you describe what a forever loop is?
A forever loop just means that when it gets to the end of the code inside it, it will go back to the start and loop.
So it works through the head, when flag clicked, hide, wait 2 seconds, and it runs through that once.
And then it does
It
the rest forever.
enters into the forever loop, and it stays in the forever loop and just keeps going
That's
around.
why you can't put anything on the bottom of it.
Alright, so inside the forever loop, do create clone of myself and then wait seconds. So Again, they're controls. So create clone of myself.
Scroll down again.
Yeah. And then we're waiting X number of seconds.
So we could. I was going to get this block here and duplicate.
Okay, that's one way of doing it.
Usually it just does it as one.
All right.
Then
So how many seconds do we need to wait? All right. So we're gonna put an operator in.
So that will go pick random and drag it into things, so then that goes white, and then you should just be able to drop it. And is it 2 to 5?
I think it was 5 to 10, John. Yeah.
5 to 10.
Yeah, 5 to 10.
5 to 10.
All right. So put a tick in the box. All right. If you click the green flag now, it looks like nothing is happening. This is because all of the clone sprites are hidden and they appear in the same place. You're going to add code to make each new clone appear in one of the 4 corners of the stage. And I think we talk about this every week. When Ben's been here, we're talking about XY coordinates. So the idea that the screen is split into 4.
With grid coordinates.
X going across vertically.
That's why
Y
there's
going down horizontally.
That's so basically in the middle of the stage there's an X.
Yeah. All right. So create a new list called Start Positions. So this is the first time that we've done a project that uses lists. And lists it's just a list of values. So we're going to add 2 values in. We're going to add a value of minus 180 and plus 180. It doesn't have a plus in, it's just 180, which is a positive value. So if you go to variables, John.
This orange one down here.
Yeah. And make a list. Yeah.
And we'll call it start position.
Yeah, start position. That's good.
Oh.
Okay, so we can actually see that the list is being displayed on the stage next to the catcher. So we want to take that out. So we just take the tick. If we look on the top left, we can see the list that we've created. You take the tick out and it hides the list off the stage.
I think we may need it visible to do this bit here.
Okay, so go on, add that back in then. Put the tick back in and then we can see it. And then we can add values. So if you do 180 to begin with, yeah, hit enter, and then do minus 180. All right, now take it off the stage by taking the tick out. Yeah, cool. All right, so if you scroll down.
Oh, we need to tick this off.
All right, just scroll back up. So if people were working along at home, go back up, go back up. So you could have, if you're working along at home and you see one of these, the information icon, if you click on it, it gives you a bit more information about making lists or whatever the action is that you need to complete. All right, so notice that the coordinates for each corner of the stage is a combination of 180 and minus 180. This means that you can use the list to pick a number, pick a corner of the stage at random. So whether it's the top left, the top right, the bottom left or the bottom right, it's always a combination of 180 and minus 180. All right, so add this code to your dot sprite. So do you wanna get the dot sprite up, John?
This is the dot
All right, so we've selected the dot sprite in the bottom right hand corner, and we can see that because it's highlighted in blue. And we've selected it because we want to add code to it. So if you do, so we're going to add an event in when I start as a clone. Yeah. I think it's.
Did they remove that one?
I had some trouble finding it last night. So it's a control. When I start as a clone. And then we do go to X and Y. So that's motion. Yeah.
Go to X and Y.
Yeah. And then we're going to do, what are they? They are
variables.
Variable blocks, okay.
Where's the mouse one?
So item of start position.
Where's the mouse one? Oh, it's here. Go. Item.
Yeah. Now I think are we adding them into both of the blocks? Yeah. So John's just right clicked, duplicated it, and he's popped them into both of them. Alright.
And then we need
So
an operator.
we need an operator. Pick random.
1 to 2.
Alright. So go to the green blocks on the left hand side. Yeah. Drop that in.
And we can do the same again. Duplicate.
He's right clicking, he's duplicating, and he's copying it across. You've got to remember that people are trying to keep up, John. Alright, so, and then we're going to add another motion block in, point towards controller.
Motion. Point towards. And there's like a
Yeah. Drop that in,
controller.
change that to controller. And then we're going to add a show block.
Which is look. Have to scroll down a bit. Show.
Alright, and then we're going to add repeat until. So we're going to go control. Yeah. Repeat until.
That's right here at the bottom. And then it's going to be another.
Touching controller. So is that a
Sensing.
sensing? Touching. Yeah, touching. Alright. So if you're not sure if that's the right block, you can actually, I think you can, if you click on it in the left hand column, you can see the drop down. So if you click where it says mouse pointer, there you go. So we would have known that it was the controller. Alright, and then what goes in the repeat until? Move one step.
Because it's pointing,
Yeah,
so it's
so you
always
go
going to
to-
move in that direction.
Motion. Alright, so this new code chooses either -180 or 180 for the X and Y positions, meaning that each dot sprite clone starts in a corner of the stage. So it means that when the dots are being generated, they're being generated in random corners around the stage. Alright. Test your project. You should see that the red dots appear in the corners of the stage and move slowly towards the controller. Do you want to test it?
Is it doing it?
Nope.
Oh.
Click stop. Click stop.
Is it started?
Click stop. Click start.
It just spawned in the middle.
Oh, there you go. Ah,
It's a bit big still.
it is. Should we make it smaller? Should we make it so that it's
Sure.
20? Yeah, click stop again. Click stop.
And just restart the
Yeah.
code so then it has time to apply
Oh.
the change. Yeah, that looks like the size it was on the example.
Alright, so test your project. You should see red dots. So we're only seeing one red dot. Do you think there's an issue there? Oh, no.
No, they are spawning.
Let's see how we go. We may need to go back and have a little look.
No, it is working well. It's just the one in the middle.
Are they starting from the outside? Ah, they are starting from the outside.
It's just the one in the middle doesn't want to
Cool.
stay.
Alright, let's put a tick in. So, create 2 new variables called lives and score. So do you want to create those variables? So go to the variables blocks on the left hand side.
Go.
Make a variable. It's not working. Oh no. Go on. Yeah. And then make
Oh,
one
no,
make
oh.
one called score. Yeah. And that's fine. So we want those to appear. So we can see they're appearing in the top right top left hand corner of the stage. Alright, so put a tick in there. Alright, so add code to your stage to set the lives variables to 3 and the scores to 0 at the start of the game. So we want to add this code to the stage, John. Can you choose the background on the stage? That's
just go to that stage.
Yeah. So we're not adding it to the sprite.
We're adding it to the stage. And
All right.
The way you can tell that you're on the stage is if it says backdrops here.
Yep, that's right. So when flag clicked, set lives to 3, set score to 0. So that's their event. Set live. Yep. Add this code to the end of the stage's script to make the game end when the player loses the last of their lives. So wait until lives less than 1, stop all. Alright, so go to, is it control? Control?
Yeah, wait until.
Try and do things in sequence. Alright, wait until.
Wait until.
Yeah.
And you stick to here.
And then while we're here is the one. Oh, go on.
Right.
Yeah, use the less than operator.
It's not letting me move it.
I think it's just difficult with the trackpad. Alright, so wait until, and then we need to add a variable in. So go to variables on the left hand side. Alright. Variables.
Variables, and then go.
Put the lives value in, yeah. Alright, so wait until lives less than 1. And then stop all. So that's another control. So we go to control. Yeah, scroll down, it is a control.
It looked like it.
There you go, stop all.
It looked like it was an event colour.
I think the colour's very similar, isn't it? Alright, put a tick in the box. Alright, so the player should win points for catching dots and should lose lives for failing to catch dots. A dot can only be caught by matching the colour of the controller to the colour of the dot. Alright, so go back to the red dot sprites script area to add some code. Alright, so click on the red sprite again, that's where we're adding the code into.
Okay.
Should we...
I'm just going to end this.
Alright, should we just move down?
So we can always zoom out.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll move this code up here.
And then we'll work in the
and then we'll do this one. So, so when I start as a clone, sorry, the blocks are down here, aren't they? I think, are they? Go back to the red dot sprite script area to add some code blocks to the end of the sprites. So we're adding it to the end of that. We're adding it to the end here. So it's this block that we're adding in, John. We're adding these ones in. So do you want to do? You had to move 5 steps.
Motion.
Yeah, that's fine. Go on, move 5 steps.
I think we're meant to attach it to the bottom of there once we're done. Because otherwise it won't work because it won't start.
It says to add it to the bottom of the block. I mean, start building it on the bottom and then if you need to move it, you can. So, we're going to add an if, then, else statement. So, that's a control.
Control... If then else?
Yeah.
Is it just wait until stop playing? I'll turn that off.
Just scrap this one, mate.
The mouse is moving with the thing.
Yeah, just let go.
Okay.
Alright. So then within the first bit, we need to add touch and red. So do you want to do that? Sensing?
So that's a sensor.
Yeah.
Touching colour.
Yeah.
And drop it in here.
And you click into it,
colour.
and then you can choose the colour picker at the bottom.
This one. And
Yeah.
go, it should come up on the outline, the colour
It does, yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
So that's the red.
Alright. And then do change score by 1 in the first one. And that's variable blocks. Yeah, go on, drag that one across. and change it to score on the drop down. Yeah.
Test it?
No, let's just add the other one in.
Then we need to do change
Yeah,
lives.
change lives by -1. Yeah, do you want to put a minus in?
And then we need to add our sounds from the sound library. Should automatically come up with pop. We'll go this one.
Is that the one that they've put? Start pop sound?
And then
No,
there's also
they've
laser.
done play sound pop until. Yeah. It looked like it, didn't it? It's nearly the same block. Yeah.
And we also need to go down here. Now, I think there's a
No,
sounds library.
Is there? Okay, go on then.
Look, the mouse has disappeared again. It disappears when you... No, it's here that you're going to do, and then add sounds.
All right,
choose
let's
a sound.
let's go back, because if anybody's watching, they won't have a clue what we've just done. Yeah.
Go to the sounds tab.
So we've gone to code. We've gone to the sounds tab. So what have we done? We just bring that over to begin with,
Yeah, and
and then we
can
get to
press
the
it with
sounds
the
library
drop
by
down.
doing
You press sounds there,
So we click on this sounds tab here.
and then you go to the button there, the
The
icon at the
menu,
bottom,
yeah.
and you press search.
And then
you
if we
want to
type
look for
laser.
1.
And then if we go back to code, no.
Yeah, and then you drop down. a
Laser 1. I don't think that's obvious.
It's
All right,
I
so
have my ways. And delete the clone, which is in control.
delete this clone. All right, so put a tick in the box.
I need to scroll because this one's a bigger block.
Test your game to make sure that it works. 1, you lose a life if you don't match a dot with the correct colour. 2, you score a point if you match a dot correctly. So go on, click play.
The mouse is coming off the screen. Right, we'll put it into this one and play. We'll start by this one, and the score goes up, and it plays the sound. And then we'll wait for another dot. Oh, that spawned in the middle.
Something's not right then, is it?
I did notice that kept happening.
All right, so alright, there's
We'll
another
try
one.
it on the blue one now. Yeah, so that also happened when it hit the grey in the middle.
I mean, we've only created the red dot, haven't we? The blue and the yellow don't exist yet, but so it's like spawning in the middle. Let's go back.
Every
All right, let's go back and look at the code. So if we go back, we just minimize it again, and so the first thing is let's look at that list. So something's gone wrong, and we need to go back and look at what's going on. So we look at the start position. Yeah. So the start position is.
The third one, which is 0, I think.
I don't think there's anything in there though, John.
Yeah, just press the X on it there,
Oh,
just to get rid of it.
okay.
Now
So we had a third option within the list that had nothing in there.
Because I pressed
Maybe
enter.
that was it.
Because I pressed
All
enter.
right, take the tick out. All right, and then let's click play again. Still doing it. Press stop. Press play. Please don't spawn in the middle.
I think that might be Chris telling you what's wrong.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see what. Oh, okay. So, what's Chris saying? Chris is saying you need 4 start positions.
Yeah, because you need the 4 corners. You need the
But
other.
you've got your 4 corners, haven't you? Your variables.
No, we've got
No.
180
Listen.
negative.
Listen.
Oh yeah, because then you do the start one and the
Yeah.
end, so it has potential to do that.
So, if it's here, it's plus 180. If it's here,
Oh no, because it can't do 180, 180 unless there's two of them.
Alright, I think that's absolutely fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, it was picking random 1 to 10, I didn't realise. I'm
Okay,
confused by
should
what
we-
I just said now.
Alright, let's just go back and look at the code. So, when I start as a
Yeah.
clone,
That was picking
go
1 to 10.
to X item.
That was picking 1 to 10 on there. 1 to 10.
Yeah, is that not right?
It's meant to be 1 to 2.
Ah, it is. There you go. So,
It was trying to choose an item that doesn't exist.
1 to 2 and 1 to 2. Click play. So this, you're going to find this a lot as you're working through Scratch, that you will encounter things where they don't work, and it's just a case of going back and looking at the things that you've done, and ideally, you know, this is why we're testing things as we go through. We probably should have picked that one up earlier than we did, but now we can see that now that we've corrected those values, it's working correctly. So if anybody copied us and added this code that's associated to the red block, it should be go to X item, pick random 1 to 2 of start position, and it's like that in both of those elements. So there you go, fixed it, well done. Alright, so we go back, where were we? Excellent. So it's working now, isn't it? We've lost our lives and the score's gone up as well. So we know that that's working, and we'll just take the tick out of the list again to remove it off the screen. And we'll move on to more dots. So this is where we're going to add in the blue and the yellow. So do you want to clone those sprites, John? Yeah.
And then we just have to change the
Yeah, we're going to
colours.
change the colours and we're
As
going to
well.
change the name. So he's right clicked on the red dot,
That was
duplicated it.
It made lag for a second. I think this also duplicates the code.
Yeah, it
So we
does.
will
Yeah.
have to
So we need
change
to change
the
those names as well. It's called Sprite 1, Sprite 2 and Sprite 3. We need to change them to red, yellow and blue. Yeah.
And then we have to go and change the colours in costume.
Whoa, slow down, slow down. Alright, so yeah, you're going to change that one to yellow.
Just go and fill, change it to...
Yeah, just change it to yellow. Yeah, go on.
I think we can... We'll use the pipette to get it to the same one as that. I think,
I don't think it'll allow you to do that, mate.
because it's on the stage.
Yeah, alright,
Yeah,
so
so we just
select
go
it
back
from
to
there. Yellow. So what we can do, right, if we want to set it to the same yellow, we click on this, we go to fill,
Oh, and
we
you
then
use
choose
that.
the pipette, we select the yellow, we change it back to the yellow sprite,
And you use the pink
go to
button.
fill, yeah, and again, we go back to the catcher, we go to fill, we choose the picker, the pipette, choose blue, we then switch back to the blue sprite.
And then you can just press on it because you've already got that selected.
So now we've got a red sprite, a yellow sprite and a blue sprite.
And then we need to change
We're
the
going to need to
code.
change the code. Alright, so duplicate your red sprite twice and name them yellow and blue, which we've done. Change the costumes of each sprite so that it's the correct colour. We've done that as well.
Change.
Yeah, change the code of each sprite so that the player has to match the dot clone to the correct colour of the controller. So, one of the things that it's done is it's duplicated the code, hasn't it? So what we can do is if you change that to blue,
And just go choose this
yeah,
one.
choose the colour picker, yeah,
And go.
choose blue, yeah,
Blue.
there you go.
And we can do the same for the yellow. Just go to that bit. Press this one.
Yeah,
Go to
That's it, well done.
And then we can test it out. I'm pretty sure we finished it though. You just went off.
We'll just have a look and see what the hint is. So, and I think that's exactly what we've done. Alright, so if you play the game now, you can see that the dots sometimes get created one on top of each other. Well, we'll just go ahead and test it again. So
yeah, you've got 3 in
wow,
that top
there's too
corner.
many. So go on, you play it. Alright, so got to catch the red. How are you going to catch them all?
I
No,
I died.
Click play again.
It's because they're spawning too rapidly. I can be okay here. Like this.
Yeah.
No, that took my life off. I cannot catch that yellow.
Okay, Chris says well done for spotting that before. Alright, so I think we're good. I think it's doing what it should be, isn't it? Let's see what the next step is.
I died.
I think maybe we need to change how fast they're going. Alright, so
If you do it to
it says if you play the game now, you can see that the dots sometimes get created one on top of each other. Change the code for the yellow dot sprite so that it waits 4 seconds after the flag is clicked before it appears.
One that's 3
Yeah.
and one that's 2, so then it should do it every 1
Then
second.
change the code for the blue dot sprite so that it waits 6 seconds. So we're going to change the yellow for 4 and we're going to change the blue for 6. Do you want to go ahead and do that?
Yellow, and I've got 4. I've
Yeah.
got the blue one,
Yeah, change that to 6.
6, and
Alright.
then 10.
Let's see what it says first. Alright, so alright, no, go ahead and test it. Alright? So go ahead and
Screen. Like the full screen feature.
it's easier to play then, isn't it?
They are still sometimes.
Okay, so if you
I
just
can
get
catch
it
it
on the
like
edge,
that.
yeah, there you go. Excellent. I think it's doing exactly what it should be doing, isn't it?
I nearly didn't get that one.
Alright, let's go back and have a look. What's the next thing? It says increase the difficulty.
Oh,
Alright.
that was just
Alright.
all monkey because of the way.
Now you're going to make the game more difficult the longer you play. You will do this by making the dots appear faster and faster. So create a variable called delay. Do you want to go ahead and create a variable?
Oh, it's still playing. I need to stop it. Oh, it died.
Alright, variables.
Like the mouse
Make
one.
variable. Alright, do you want to call that delay? Yeah. Hit enter. Alright, so we've created a variable called delay. We don't want it on the screen. Do you want to take it off? Take the tick out. Okay, so go to the stages script area and create a new script that sets the delay variable to 8 and then slowly reduces it, reduces the value of delay while the game runs. So we're going to click on the stage and then we're going to set the delay value to 8. So click on the stage. So the stage is the backdrop, isn't it? And then click on the variables block.
What's wrong?
Yeah, there. That's the one. And then we're going to do set delay to.
The
Yeah.
mouse is
I
gone.
like this one.
Yeah, but
So
because you keep pressing the screen.
select delay. All right. Set delay to 8.
And then we can do it as time goes on. Like, then change delay by -0.5.
So this is actually, I think they wanted us to do it in a separate block, don't they? Should we just drag that out?
If I was to just try and drag the block out without taking the bottom off,
Alright.
it would have took the bottom with it.
Should we put an event in? So, yeah, when green flag clicked.
Repeat until delay equals 2, wait 10, and then change it by
Yeah, so add a repeat until block in, which is a control
done. Repeat until.
Yeah. And then we're going to add an equals operator in. Yeah. And then we add.
Change this to a 2.
Yeah.
Variables. And we'll go this bit.
Delay.
Delay.
Yeah.
We need to stay here. Okay.
Do we? Well, what's the next
Change delay by minus 0.5.
one? So we've got to add the wait 10 seconds in. Alright, so we've added the script in. When green flag clicked, set delay, so we're setting the value of the delay variable to 8. And then we're entering into a repeat loop, and the repeat loop goes round until the delay is 2. And it's waiting 10 seconds, and then it's every 10 seconds it's changing the delay by 0.5. So every 10 seconds
it's taking away half.
The dots are going to get faster and faster, aren't they? Alright, so
it's changing by, it's taking away half a second from the delay.
Yeah, that's it. Notice that this code is very similar to the code that you use to create a countdown timer. Next, use the delay variable in the code script of the red, yellow and blue sprites. Remove the code block that makes the game wait a random number of seconds between making the dot sprite clones. Replace the block you've removed with your new delay block. So instead of saying wait random number of seconds,
I'm going to say wait
delay seconds. Alright, so if we go to the red first.
And then we can actually just put the code into there or just duplicate the piece of code.
So is it this one here? Do we need to be able to see this? Yeah, that's the block that we need to be able to see.
So we're going to pull this green bit out.
Well, we're gonna remove the entire. Oh, okay. No, we're just gonna add the delay value in.
And then we're going to do that for the yellow. Just going to pull this bit out and do the same again. And then finally for the blue, just do the same again.
Okay. So the problem with testing this is it would take a significant amount of time. Test the game and check whether the dots begin to appear more quickly. Should we do it and see? Go on, if you want to click play.
Screen. I'm surprised that when it hits the black, it doesn't.
What it's done is it says when it hits the counter, it moves 5. So it's hitting. Sorry, when it hits the catcher, it hits the catcher and then it moves 5. So it's moving 5 and it's hitting. It's hitting the internal colour.
I would expect it to hit the black on the catcher.
All right, but as I say, when it hits the catcher, it then moves 5. So anyway, it works, doesn't it? So
I'm pretty sure this is somewhere near the end of the project. This is actually quite a fun game to play.
Is it getting faster?
I'm not sure. We could put the delay on the screen to see.
Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it? But all right, should we do that? Right. Yeah.
The delay is
So
5.
the delay's down to 5, and if we keep watching it, it should go down to 4.5.
It's just doing it very gradually.
Yeah, there you go. So we can see that the delay is coming down.
This is quite a fun game to play.
Yeah. So in order for testing it, it was good to have the delay on the screen, wasn't it? Okay, so we know it's working now. So test the game and check whether the dots begin to appear more quickly. And they do. Well done. Does this work for all 3 coloured dots? Can you see the value of the delay variable decreasing? We can. Alright, cool. What's the next one, John? Faster dots. Can you improve your game by adding a speed variable and using...
So them spawning faster so they would start moving faster.
Yeah. Alright. Should we do that then? Should we add a speed variable in?
We could just duplicate the delay code and just change it to speed.
Well, we've got to create a variable, haven't we? Should we create the variable? So it's just there, isn't it? Make a variable. Call it speed.
We could have that on screen as well for testing
Let's
purposes.
let's follow the project. So, I think, as you say, we can actually probably just duplicate this, can't we? So, we know that it's a similar function to the delay. So we're going to right click, duplicate,
and change it for.
And we'll change that to speed.
Speed is key. It'd have to be increasing though, wouldn't it?
Set speed to.
Yeah. So
repeat until.
I think
Speed
we would have to increase it for this one.
Equals.
If we start off with speed being like 1 or 2, and then we could set it until it hits like 8 or 9.
No idea. Kind of what?
50 would be a bit fast.
Let's see. So wait 10 seconds. Change speed by
0.5.
+1.
Yeah, that's negative.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, +1. We just set it to 1. Not drank enough coffee today. All right. So.
We need this to be 0.
Do
and then
we?
I think a reasonable number.
You don't want it to
be
be set to 0 because then it wouldn't move.
Oh yeah, it's right. 1 even.
All right. Click play and let's see what happens.
Oh, we haven't actually changed the code for the sprites. I just realised.
All right. Well, I don't think we need to change the code for the sprites, do we? I don't think we do. Do we? Maybe we do.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
And this needs to be, speed needs to be on the move.
All right.
I just realised what you said before is right, yeah. It says when it hits the controller, then it moves 5 steps.
There you go. So you can see that.
Now we test this. It should move normally and then it should start getting faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's starting
Maybe those increments are too great. Maybe we need to set it so that it's going up in increments of 0.1 or 0.5.
0.25.
But it's certainly...
That is too fast. So go back to the backdrop.
Yeah.
And
go back to the stage.
Change by, go 0.25 maybe?
Yeah.
0.5. And then if we try it again, it sets itself back to 1. And then it's going like this. And it should see an increase over time. Yeah, it's starting to get faster.
Yeah, so you can see that the speed on the screen is going up by 0.25. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. High score. So that's good. Yeah. When was the last time you used Scratch? No, you don't. You don't use Scratch now that you're in senior school, do you?
I use Python.
Python. See that?
And try and use HTML and CSS.
Yeah, that's a bit more advanced, isn't it?
Blender and stuff.
Okay, so you're going to save the game's high score so that the players can see how well they've done. Create a variable called high score. Come on, we've got like 3 minutes. All right. In fact, shall we stop now? All right. I think we've done an absolute load in that session.
We've got the game working with not even the bare bones. We've got speed and delay.
We have, yeah. All right. So everybody's done really great getting up to this point. If you've managed to keep up with us, remember you can watch this video later if you are stuck or you need to go back and look at anything else. For anybody who's watching along, the challenge is to add a high score function in. Follow the project along on your own and add the high score in. It then suggests that you can look to improve the game
So can you think of ways to improve the game? For example, you could create special dots that double your score, slow down the dots, hide all the other dots on the screen. Can you add a menu with buttons to your game? You could add a screen with instructions or separate screen for showing the high scores. So if you guys can look to use the project to add the high score in, and then think about what you can do, and there's no instructions on how to do it, but what can you do based on what we've learned today to try and improve it? So, you know, using those special dots, adding different scores in for the dots, you know, kind of what can you do to try and improve it? And you can just do whatever you want. You know, think about the code blocks that we've used during today's session, and you know, what can you do to make the game better? We'll record a little video to show how we've improved it. Johnny will go away and have a think about how he can make the game better, and we'll record a little video and we'll publish it on Friday morning to show how we completed the steps. We're going to be...
Could add power-ups that give them like 5 or 10
yeah.
for the score.
You need to go away and have a think, matey. We'll be back next Wednesday at 3 o'clock for another session, and hopefully people should have been retrieving microbits from the Microbit Foundation. If you saw us post about the fact that they were giving them away for free, hopefully...
Dojo.
It was the Microbit Foundation, mate. No, it
Dojo.
was the Microbit Foundation. Hopefully you've gone away and you've signed up and they've sent you a free microbit, so we'll be publishing a microbit video soon. Maybe that'll be live on Saturday. All right, if you've taken any photos of the projects that you've been doing, get your mummy or daddy to post them, and we'll see you guys next week. Okay.